hometown, Kansas City, getting walloped this morning. But it's not the kind of central U.S. that we're concerned with, at least for severe weather later on today. It's actually a little further to the south. So East Texas, the lower Mississippi Valley, the Tennessee valleys, those are all the areas that are going to be impacted by strong to severe storms later on tonight, as the exact same storm system races its way eastwards. That cold front, it's continuing to track eastward, sagging its way a little further to the south. And that's why from about Nashville all the way down to Shreveport, Louisiana, and even about Austin, Texas, that's that zone where we could see some strong to severe storms. So yesterday, the portion of Texas that was included was a little bit smaller. It was a little bit closer to Lufkin, but now we've had a little bit of an expansion of that level 1 threat. So just understand that, again, if you're in the state capital, Lufkin, Shreveport, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, I mean, there's a lot of these areas that will be dealing with strong to severe storms. And unfortunately, this is what we don't want to see. Look at all of the areas that are under the risk of severe storms today that unfortunately were dealt a nasty blow of severe weather just last weekend, where we had 111 confirmed tornadoes from last week's horrific tornado outbreak. And although this weekend's potential is much lower, it's not zero. We do have that tornado potential for today. Louisiana and portions of Mississippi under the greatest risk, and it would be really after sunset. So that's always concerning when we are talking about nighttime tornadoes, as they are oftentimes 2 times as deadly. And so damaging wind, large hail, those are the primary issues. But again, I don't want you to let your guard down in terms of the potential to see a tornado or 2. Now, the overall ingredients, they're not all that impressive in terms of our rising air as well as our wind shear. So that's actually a good thing. The limiting factors, the large scale ascent, not really present. And then also when we're talking about the narrow corridor for that tornadic potential, it's because we do have winds changing speed and direction with height. So notice at the surface coming right out of the south, but then turning about more south-southwesterly, about 10,000 feet up in the atmosphere. And this is all taking place right over Mississippi and Louisiana. And that is why the Storm Prediction Center out of Norman has decided to go ahead and kind of show that zone of the southeast as the greatest potential. Now, the storm energy, we do have plentiful energy, so that's right along ahead of the front. So that's not a concern. And the moisture also is very much abundant. It's flowing in right from the south, so Gulf of America, streaming northward, dew points in the 60s. That is certainly sufficient enough for the development of these storms to turn severe. By this evening, though, I want you to also understand that you're wrapping up your day, and a lot of these storms, the worst of the storms, are going to be taking place after sunset. So 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, the storms will just be getting going, and then they'll get their acting gear together and really blast eastward by about 9, 10 o'clock. So you're wrapping up your day, you're putting your kiddos to bed, you yourself are going to bed, and you're looking out your window and you're seeing intense flashes of lightning, you're hearing the rumbles of thunder, you're thinking to yourself, especially in places like Tupelo, Jackson, Nashville, when is this going to stop? And it's really going to take a large majority of the night. I mean, these storms are slow moving. So 2, 3 o'clock, we're still dealing with storms in the state of Mississippi as well as into Alabama. Finally clearing on out from west to east as we head into tomorrow. But tomorrow we still have a severe potential, and it's a level 1 threat. Damaging wind and hail is possible from Lafayette, Louisiana, all the way over to Tallahassee. That does include a good portion of the I-10 corridor.